The morning light crept softly across the curtains, spilling into the quiet room. Kelly lay still, listening to the rhythm of Mark's breathing beside her. It was shallow, uneven, the kind of strained peace that had become his reality since the diagnosis. The medicines, the biopsies, the endless appointments, they had all taken their toll. Her hand found him instinctively, the same way it always had since their very first night together decades ago. His skin felt warmer than it used to. His hair, once thick and unruly, had thinned, then stopped falling altogether. Lines had deepened around his eyes, but when he smiled they softened, as if time itself bent to kindness. The phone buzzed on the nightstand. Even before she saw the name, she knew who it was. "Kelly?" she whispered into the dark. "You awake for me?" came the gentle voice. "Always," she answered, though her throat tightened around the word. "It's Dr. Morales," the voice said softly. "The oncologist never called this early unless there was reason. I think we need to talk." Kelly's heart sank. She sat up and Mark stirred beside her, eyes half open. They didn't speak for a long moment, just listened. To the hum of delivery trucks outside, the faint laughter from a bar downtown, an ambulance wailing somewhere far away. The city was still alive, carrying on as if nothing had changed. But inside their world, everything tilted on the edge of another shift. By dawn, Kelly had canceled 3 morning meetings, 2 promo calls, and, with a brief message to her manager, the rest of the week's appearances. She wasn't the kind of woman to walk away from work easily. The morning show had always been her anchor, her rhythm. But this was different. Mark wasn't just her husband. He was her partner in everything, her collaborator, her opposite, her echo. Watching him fade through scans and treatments that swung between hope and heartbreak changed the geometry of her world. The breaking point didn't come like thunder. It came slowly, 1,000 tiny fractures leading to one inevitable fall. A scan showing new lesions, a medication that burned his stomach and left him weak, a night when he looked at their youngest and didn't quite recognize him. A tremor that made it hard to hold a spoon. And then, one evening, he stopped pretending. He sat up, voice hoarse, and said quietly, "Kel, I don't want to be brave anymore." It wasn't loud, but it hit like an avalanche. Kelly felt it crash through both of them. In that moment she knew nothing else mattered. Not work, not schedules, not appearances. Only this.
Within hours, word leaked out. Publicists talked. Headlines appeared. Kelly Ripa steps back amid family health concerns. Another headline asked, what this means for live television. The studio called, offering support. Fans sent flowers, prayers, letters, even recipes for comfort food. But scrolling through it all felt like living inside a glass bubble. The world continued outside, while their lives narrowed to a fragile center. They turned the master bedroom into a quiet sanctuary, not sterile like a hospital, but safe. Nurses came and went. Friends dropped off food. Gina, her oldest friend, cleaned the house like it was an act of devotion, whispering about the days when their biggest worry was missing rehearsal. Their children adapted with a quiet strength beyond their years. They learned about treatments and side effects, how to make smoothies gentle on his stomach, how to sit beside their father without trying to fix what couldn't be fixed. The public saw only glimpses, polished photos, brief statements, soft smiles for the cameras. But inside their home, the truth was raw and real. Some nights, when sleep refused to come, Kelly and Mark would hold hands and read aloud from the same book. They weren't reading for the story anymore, just for the comfort of each other's voice. Familiar words became a kind of medicine. Sometimes the old humor slipped through. Mark would tease her for canceling her schedule. Kelly would smirk back and say, "Good tyrants always put family first." Laughter would fill the room for a brief, shining moment, a gust of wind through the stillness. The doctors kept presenting options: stronger chemotherapy, clinical trials, or palliative care that focused on comfort rather than cure. Each path came with its own cost: pain, fatigue, uncertainty. And when Mark sat in the oncologist's office one quiet afternoon, listening to the choices, he could see it all: the endless hospital hallways, the blurry faces, the life that would shrink into cycles of treatment and waiting. He turned to Kelly then, eyes tired, but still full of that same quiet love that had carried them this far. And in that moment, without a word, they both understood that courage wasn't always about fighting. Sometimes it was about holding on gently and choosing peace.